What if a single click could doom you forever? I downloaded a game that doesn't exist. Now I hear its footsteps in my room.
You broke the rules.
The Game of Silence.
I've always had a dangerous fascination with the unknown. I'm one of those people who deliberately seek out what others avoid: haunted houses, dark internet forums, cursed video games. I don't know if it's out of boredom or morbid curiosity, but I'm always searching for something that makes me feel genuine terror. That's why, when I found a thread on a forum titled "The Game of Silence," I couldn't resist. The message was simple, almost provocative. Play if you dare. But remember, silence is your only weapon. There were no comments, reviews, or explanations. Just a link to download the file and a warning. Don't break the rules. It felt like the message was directed specifically at me. Without thinking twice, I downloaded the file. It was small, barely a few megabytes. My antivirus detected nothing suspicious, which struck me as odd given how shady the link looked. When I ran it, my computer screen turned black for a few seconds before displaying white text on a black background. Welcome to the Game of Silence. Below were 3 rules. Make no noise while playing. Don't quit the game until it ends. Don't break the rules. There was no music or sound effects, just absolute silence filling the room. The only option was to click start. I did. Level 1. The Room. The first level was simple. A pixelated room with a bed, a window, and a locked door. The character was just a white outline with no distinct features. My goal was to collect 3 glowing objects scattered around: a key, a clock, and a candle. As I moved the character around, something felt off. Maybe it was the game's total silence or the lack of music, but every real-life movement I made seemed to echo in the virtual room. When I picked up the last object, the screen flickered and a message appeared. You're not alone. That's when I heard something in my real room. A soft creak behind me, like someone stepping on the wooden floor. I spun around, but no one was there. I told myself it was my imagination or a normal building noise. I returned to the game. The room was now darker, as if a grayish haze had invaded the space. The window, which once showed a pixelated blue sky, was fogged up. When I moved the character closer, someone had written on the glass, "He watches you." A chill ran down my spine. I kept exploring. Moving the bed revealed a red stain on the floor, as if something had dripped there for years. Interacting with it triggered a cryptic message. Time is running out. The clock I'd collected began ticking dully even though my headphones were still silent. Then, the virtual room's door opened by itself, revealing a dark hallway. Before I advanced, the game warned, "Remember the rules." Level 2. The Hallway. The second level was more unsettling. A long, dark hallway with doors on both sides. Some were closed, others opened as I approached, revealing empty rooms or ones filled with sheet-covered furniture. As I walked, something felt wrong. Suddenly, I saw movement at the end of the hallway. A black figure with glowing red eyes staring at me from afar. I tried to move my character back, but the controls froze. The figure began slowly advancing. That's when I understood. The game was listening. Every noise I made in my chair creaking, Even my breathing made the figure move faster. I held my breath, scrambling to think. Finally, I found an open door at the end of the hall and rushed my character inside. The figure vanished when I closed the virtual door. A new message appeared. Silence protects you, but it also condemns you. Then I heard another noise in my real room, clearer this time, like breathing behind me. My heart pounded so loudly, I thought it'd shatter the silence, but I didn't dare turn around. I returned to the game. The room I entered now mirrored the first level, but in ruins. Cracked walls, a charred bed. In the center was a broken mirror. When I approached, my character's reflection wasn't it was the red-eyed figure holding a knife. Before I could react, the game transported me to a new scene. Level 3. The Forest. The third level took me to a dark, pixelated forest with trees whose branches seemed to sway despite no visible wind. Paths split in all directions, and broken signs offered no clues. As I walked, I began hearing something in my headphones. Soft footsteps behind the in-game character, or maybe behind me in real life. I stayed utterly silent as I inched forward. But then I made a mistake. I coughed. The screen flickered violently, and another message appeared. You broke the rules. The red-eyed figure reappeared, now much closer to my character, and much closer to me in real life. I could feel its presence, something lurking just beyond my sight. I slammed my laptop shut and turned on every light in my house. But when I did, I noticed something horrifying. My reflection in the mirror wasn't synced with me. My reflection smiled, but I didn't. The aftermath. Everything changed after that night. Even after uninstalling the game and wiping my computer, I still feel that presence whenever I'm alone or when silence falls. Sometimes I hear footsteps behind me or see shadows moving in my peripheral vision. Once, while cooking, the knife I held slid across the table as if pushed by an invisible hand. I tried investigating. The forum thread had vanished, no trace in my history. Deep web searches only turned up fragments of similar stories, people who played and disappeared or went mad. A week ago, I got an anonymous email. The subject read, "Want to play again?" Attached was a screenshot of my room, taken from where I usually sit. In it, a dark silhouette stood behind my chair. Now I write this with all lights on and the television blaring. Silence is no longer an option, but I know I'll have to face it eventually. The figure is still here, waiting. Epilogue. The Invitation. Last night, I dreamed of the game's forest. I walked among the trees, but this time there was no screen to protect me. The red-eyed figure was there, whispering something I couldn't understand. When I woke up, I found an object on my nightstand, the pixelated key from level 1. I don't know how it got there. I don't want to know. But the most terrifying part is that deep down, part of me wants to play again. To discover what lies beyond the forest, even if it means losing everything. Silence, after all, is a double-edged sword, and I am already trapped on its blade.